I followed every rule, and it still blew up in my face. I'm a student, and this happened earlier this year, but I still think about it almost every day. Our school announced a big opportunity that almost everyone wanted. It wasn't required, but it came with serious benefits: extra credit, public recognition, and something that would look really good later on. The catch was that it was competitive. Only a limited number of people would be chosen, and everything depended on following the instructions exactly. From the moment it was announced, I took it seriously. I read the instructions multiple times. I highlighted important parts. I even asked a clarifying question to make sure I understood what was expected. The rules were clear: submit everything by the deadline, follow the format, and don't copy or reuse anything from past work. I started early. While other people joked about doing it the night before, I spent days planning, drafting, revising, and double-checking. I saved multiple copies just in case. When I finally submitted it, I felt proud. Not just because I thought it was good, but because I knew I had done everything the right way. A few days later, people started talking. Someone said they had reused parts from an old assignment. Another admitted they hadn't followed the format at all, but figured it wouldn't matter. A couple people even laughed about rushing through it 5 minutes before the deadline. I remember thinking, that's risky, but okay. I didn't say anything. I assumed the rules would be enforced fairly. Then the results came out. My name wasn't on the list. At first, I thought it had to be a mistake. I refreshed the page multiple times, convinced I had missed it. But no matter how many times I looked, it wasn't there. Meanwhile, I saw names of people who openly admitted they hadn't followed the instructions at all. I felt sick. I waited a day before saying anything because I didn't want to overreact. Then I politely asked what happened. I wasn't rude. I didn't accuse anyone. I just asked if there was a reason I wasn't selected, since I believed I had met all the requirements. The response I got shocked me. I was told that my submission didn't meet expectations. No explanation. No details. Just that. I asked for clarification. What part didn't meet expectations? Was it the format? The content? The deadline? That's when things started to feel unfair. I was told that while my work was technically correct, it wasn't what they were looking for. Meanwhile, people who had clearly broken the rules were praised for being creative or bold. I didn't understand. The instructions never said creativity mattered more than following the rules. In fact, they emphasized structure and accuracy. When I brought this up, the tone changed. Suddenly, I felt like I was being treated as difficult for asking questions. Someone joked that I was taking it too seriously. Another person said I should just be happy for those who got chosen. That hurt more than I expected. I wasn't upset because I didn't win. I was upset because it felt like doing things the right way actually put me at a disadvantage. The people who ignored the rules got rewarded, while the person who followed them got brushed aside. What made it worse was how others reacted. A few people acted like I was just bitter. Some even implied that maybe my work wasn't as good as I thought. No one acknowledged that I had put in real effort or that the standards seemed to change depending on who was involved. Eventually, I stopped asking questions. It was clear I wasn't going to get a real answer, and pushing further would only make me look worse. On the outside, I acted fine. I congratulated people. I smiled. I moved on. But inside, something changed. I started questioning why I even bother following rules so carefully. Why put in extra effort if it doesn't matter? Why stress about details when cutting corners seems to work better? That thought scared me. I don't want to become someone who stops caring or starts doing the bare minimum. But this experience made it feel like fairness wasn't real, and effort didn't always pay off. Weeks later, someone casually admitted that a lot of submissions weren't checked very closely. It was more about impressions and personalities than actual requirements. Hearing that made everything click, and somehow made it worse. I realized I never really had a fair chance, no matter how hard I tried. Now I'm stuck wondering if I should have spoken up louder or just accepted that sometimes the system is broken. I did everything right, followed every rule, and still lost, and I don't know if the lesson is to keep doing the right thing or to stop caring altogether.